life, I was thinking about how um like one of the hot things now is these kids making their own bracelets. They add stuff onto it. Um, I
You
find
got
that
kids
really,
in jackets and jeans.
yeah.
Your own symbols and things on there by doing bleach mono printing with bleach and pressings and things like this and sewn on
Mhm.
different fabric from other things that are favorite to them. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful thing to see, just people being creative in different ways like that. I mean, even right down to t-shirts and stuff like that, or now putting, stickers. I used to think like just little kids like stickers, but adults like stickers too, you know?
No, it's patches and it goes into different symbols and things. So
Mhm.
you really don't look at the beauty and the intensity of what it is that I'm showing and how it really is a part of society. Truly, like you can't look past it.
Mhm.
Symbolism is everything to human beings.
Yes.
That's what emojis, patches, stickers, all of that's always going to be
Mhm.
because everybody wants something that's going to express an aspect of them or aspect of where they've been or
Mhm.
time, place, and space reference. It's always going to be.
Mhm.
And once you understand that, even more so with line, shape, form, light, and surface, you see it.
Mhm.
It's not just a concept, just like, a suggestion that I'm just saying, hey, everybody, let's just have a good time. Yeah, you can have a good time doing it, but you have to also see the intensity when you look around you and see how these concepts made your world.
Yeah.
You can't, that's the problem. We want to think it's something else. It's not something else. It's tried, true, and tested.
Mhm.
So that expression, creativity is what makes the human world or mankind's world move forward.
Mhm.
If there's not no creativity going on, then you're looking at something that's going to be very bad. Just look
Yeah.
at history. Yeah.
Mhm.
The minute that creation and creativity is stifled, that's when you have all these big old turmoils and everything. It's absolutely in the fabric of man. Gotta understand it, you guys. Gotta look at it that way. You gotta see it. So if you don't, you miss it. You miss it. And then you just, how would you say along for the ride? But why
Mhm.
just be along for the ride? Why not understand what the ride is doing? So then you can partake in the ride even more. Wouldn't you say our society today is still chasing the manipulation and the control of an edge and a parameter?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, to the point now where we're just looking at surface now, more so than line and point,
Right.
and trying to unlock the mysteries of all that and how to really control that to bring things from the ether world or the mental world and bring it into here and get a new type of iPhone that you just wear your glasses and you're talking on the phone.
Yeah, that's true. Until we
Yeah.
don't need that. We're just wearing glasses or something.
Yeah, but as we move forward, these are all the new creative innovations because these are the only spaces and places where things can be seen as an innovation or a new
Hmm.
creative idea.
Yeah.
Constantly looking at what society, man, culture needs, and then supplying a creative equation or creative thought.
Hmm.
And then year in and year out, people misunderstand that. You know, we keep moving forward as a species based upon our discomfort with creativity. Yeah.
Hey Don, I noticed that you have the swans up. That's taking us back a little.
Only one that's the same is the one in the middle. This one and this one is different ones now
Oh,
because, but the other ones were sold as sets. So I
okay.
did like 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then I, package them up like how I suggest people do, and find somebody that would like to purchase, find somebody that wants that had that experience or enjoys looking at that experience or understands what the metaphor of a black swan is.
Hey, go
You know,
go back to the other one. I really like the color palette on that one.
yeah, that's the way they all started off. They
Ah,
start diluted like that, like the one on the left, and then they go to this stage to get close to what this stage is doing, but it won't be the same because the water content is different.
right. I just feel calm when I look at the other one.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
just like,
whole,
oh,
but that's the same thing that's here. And that's the
I,
same thing this one.
yeah, it's the same, but it's just amazing. My spirit just feels like, ah,
Yeah, but just know that this one is not complete.
yeah, that's true.
That one in the middle is complete. That one there is not complete either.
Yeah.
The feeling is achieved from the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
The drawing is already there. Color is secondary in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the whole thing. Draw them up, connect with it. How does a human being see it? How does light move? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Surfaces move. How do light refract, reflect, and deflect and absorb into things? So you can better interpret the movement of light in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Yeah.
take into consideration the material. It's watercolor. So I have to layer it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you start off diluted like that first. And then you work up to this idea here because you're working up to purity. Or you can say you're working up to darkness. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather say you're working up to purity
Gotcha.
because you want the color to be as pure as you want it to be so you can have that reaction like how you just did. You
Mm-hmm.
see, you turn it up a little bit
Ooh.
because it's cranked up from this one here. And this one's
Mm-hmm.
in the plastic. So that's why it seems dull with the light coming down. But it's
Mm-hmm.
the same effect. It's showing more of the water underwater turning up.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is going to be more so about the reflections of the water on top.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then now the fading and the playing with the water idea on the outskirts and on the sides there to make it seem like it's flatter than what it is to come into where that particular swan is. And then
Mm-hmm.
you can see this one is just a little bit closer. So the idea is going to be how you're going to make that water seem like it's shimmering
Mm.
more. So you're always working in series. So that's why I did the 8. Those other ones are gone. That's the only one that's left there. And now we're making new ones to fulfill the idea of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe do some more swans, do some other swans, just to fill out the idea. Yeah, sometimes you just have to fill out an idea. And once you get a hot 20 or 30 of them, then well, you can shift to something else.
Right.
Or you can have 2 or 3 things. Sometimes I have 2 or 3 things going on at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then this way you just shift and move to each one. Keep your style, keep your hand movement, according for each movement that you make. And then, you find people and find places and spaces for people to say, yeah. So then now you're known for doing several mediums.
Mm-hmm.
Get a couple of people to purchase or to buy into it and become your patrons. Then now, you know what I mean? You're known and you have a viable resource for several different materials that you're able to manipulate. Now you can, be the reincarnate thing of a Norman Rockwell now.
So essentially, this is just
Yeah.
like a wash and repeat kind of process when you find a subject
Lesson in it
matter.
like
Hmm?
lesson in it like I say wash and repeat. That's you using those finagle words and all that good stuff like that. That sometimes lessens the idea of what the process is.
Okay.
It's not a wash and does this one look like that one? Are they the
No,
same? How could
no.
it be a true wash and repeat? That's not a
Mhm.
wash.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? A wash and repeat would be almost the same as a stamp.
Mm-hmm.
And then that means that when I do this one here, it would have been the same here, and the next one would have been the same, and the next one would have been the same, because that's a wash and repeat. Some people think if you just use the colors and things like this in another piece and things, that's a wash and repeat. Not really. That's you get familiarized with your palette.
Mm-hmm.
Like all master artists have to do, you have to familiarize yourself with the palette. So then when you go in, you can yield things fast.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's not wash and repeat. Wash and repeat would be like a replica idea, a stamp idea, pretty much like a monotype. Because then this way, all I have to do is just run it through, get the line work there, run it through the program or run it through the device or run it through the press, get that there, and then now I can add colors
Mm-hmm.
to repeat.
Okay, so I said that in the error.
That's not
I
an
was just
error. I'm saying the timing. It's
Mhm.
not that it's an error. Yeah, that's a way of doing a series like how I'm doing. But no, that's not, don't take me the wrong way. I'm saying that's not what I'm doing. So
Mhm.
when you say wash and repeat in that way, it's like I have to say, well, no, not in this situation, because it's not absolutely a direct replica. You see,
Okay,
it's yeah.
that's
Now
true.
what's wrong is just that it wasn't this particular process.
Hmm.
That would be stamp and repeat at that point. You see what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
then everything and that idea of wash and repeat or stamp and repeat means that it has to be sequential at that point.
Hmm.
So then that's when you have a limited edition of 150. And then now you see what I'm saying now? That's a wash and
Okay.
repeat as
Okay.
well. Limited edition. See, that's why I'm saying I'm not trying to get you to think, oh man, I was wrong. No, you wasn't wrong. That's a process within this whole system. It's a viable process too. It's
Hmm.
in all your textile stuff that you use, wallpaper, anything for interior design, fabrics for clothing. Yeah, wash and repeat is a viable system. So please, everybody, don't think that I'm saying to Nadine, oh no, that's trifling to me as an artist. No, I'm not saying that. It's just that the way that it came out, it was like, oh, Don, this reminds me of a wash and repeat. And I had to, how we do here, excuse us with talking art. It's like, hey, Nadine, that wasn't my intent. This is not a wash and repeat idea. And
Hmm.
that's what I would do. Now, another artist may tell you another way, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
then what it is of a wash and repeat is step and repeat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's doing
Hmm.
the same process over and over again. You know what I mean? Maybe there may be slight changes like color, but outside of that, no, not too many changes.
Got it.
Yeah. Line work stays the same. And then now everything we've been doing, you can take and utilize and make your own versions. You can
Hmm.
put on a t-shirt if you want. Write the name Ducky. Combine several classes that we've had together where we put the lettering and the symbolism together.
Now that's something.
Yeah, so imagine if you took a ducky like this or some type of creature that you enjoy, and what if you were to put the name of the ducky all around and different symbols of what a ducky is to you all around? See what I'm saying? This is how you can relieve yourself. There is no wrong and right in that, and the only pressure when doing work is the pressure that we put on it to do something.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Just think about that. Some of us don't like to put the pressure of survival on this one piece of paper. You know what I mean?
That would be me. I'm working on that though.
Nah, you've already worked on building up other aspects. See, I keep it in the reality sense. You spent time building up and building up and generating income as a movement for you already. So now when you get to the point where you want to create, it should be not that hard to just do it when you need to or when you want to, not because it has to do something at that point.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if it has to do something, then that should have been set up like how you set up to be what it is you had to be able to retire. So if you didn't start it back then when you were starting that career path at the same time, dualistic, then no, it's going to be even harder for it to control or maintain survival.
Yeah, I think I just lucked up. I don't know.
Look, you designed a plan. You went and
I
got,
hustled. I hustled and I gave
yeah,
it
but
a lot, but it was worth it right now. I mean, I could have done more.
see,
But
you're going the opposite way with it. I'm not trying to take you down that road. You know what I mean? What I'm
yeah,
saying to you that most people do a good thing. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to build up.
yeah.
Okay, now, all right, if you build up doing something else, and then now you want to create, then you already know, okay, I got a pension, something else, and something else that's going to hold down mortgage, light and gas, and food.
Yep, because that's what
I
it
don't
comes
have
down to.
I don't have to put pressure on my painting at that point then to have to make a turnover by the end of the month or next month.
Right. That's true.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to you about the survival idea. Now, if you wanted this to be based upon survival, then it had to be started way back when you started the other career path.
Hmm.
Because then now, at that point, like, I try to explain to people now you got newspaper articles, possibly, and things like this that you're infused in society earlier on. All
Hmm.
right, all of that's still reference when you showed up with people to instruct classes, instruct people, or demonstrate, or to do anything with the arts. That's still an experience.
Hmm. And it's all about the experience, y'all. It's all about the experience.
What else is it about then?
I don't know. And I'm wondering, anyone who's tuning in right now, if they're wondering what's going on. Well, let's tell you what's going on. You have just tuned in to Let's Paint and Draw Along. My name is Nadine. I'm here with Don Stephens. He's got his wonderful work on the board up there, one of his pieces in a series. And also Miss Jewel has joined us, another local artist. And we welcome you, artists out there extraordinaire, into our little discussion and something from nothing pop-up session. So welcome, welcome. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. So yeah, Don, I see your laptop now. It's not on.
Mm-hmm.
Don hustles, man. Don hustles. If you ever get a chance to go and visit him down at the studio, definitely you set up some time, go down and get inspired. Definitely get inspired. So Don, last week we did something really, I had a good time with it and I was showing it off earlier. And we started using I love this idea. And I'm sure a lot of people use this idea, but the mere fact that Don made the suggestion about guiding us through making a symbol chart. Let me see if it's not gonna, it's kind of fuzzy. Maybe I'll work that out. Hold on a second. I'm having lighting issues. My extra light kit, I gotta get a new one. So henceforth, that's just another thing. Okay, let's see. There you go. Let's see if it'll focus. I don't know why it won't focus. But anyway, I don't know why my camera's not focusing. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. We did a couple of other things too as well. We did another one where we were using the symbols and I had fun with that. Um, let me see if I can change that up. But it was a lot of fun, Don, for sure. when you say?
I sometimes it's hard to respond, but I'll respond this way. I don't know what the idea of just having fun is for me. For me, it was just interesting just to get everybody to move along and to understand what symbolism is.
Uh-huh.
Sorry to orbit like that, everybody, but it gets to a point where I thoroughly understand what this stuff is and how I use it to get into spaces and places and get individuals to see. So my
Mm-hmm.
mission is that to get you
Mm-hmm.
to understand as a suggestion and to possibly delve into understanding what symbolism is all around you. Because it really is a part and a mechanism of the human paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
Everything comes from observation. If you're able to utilize that even more, who knows the symbols that you will come up with in the future that will connect to the masses of people and
Mm-hmm.
be considered that symbol that definitely states what that is, like, genders going into bathrooms and things like this. Because that's how we got to talking about that last time. The dilemma in society of how many genders or what is a gender and is there more than two and things like this. Whole idea of what title is. These things come up, but it all has a creative premise to it, everybody. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how something really gets to happen in some places and spaces. And then that's how you wind up getting iPhones and different Tesla cars and different things that we get in society. This is how you get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what it was I I know what you're saying, like you don't see the whole process as being fun, but
No, I didn't. I said I don't understand. It's not that I don't understand it. It's just that I'm not in a realm where it's whether it can be titled. I don't title it as anything. I just do it.
mm-hmm.
It's not just fun. It's not just this. It's every day. It's all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's beyond the bliss of love for me. It's just what it is. Some of us attain that idea. I just can't front and flaunt it, shook and jive about it when I get around people. Sometimes I just get quiet and distant because I can hear how people struggle with it. I don't struggle with it. It's like the blood coursing in my veins. You don't think about the blood that's in your veins, do you?
No.
Eat it every day the best that you can. That's where my creative impulses are. I
Mm-hmm.
feed them every day with every insight that I see. That's where I'm at the point. A lot of people struggle with it and they have to battle within and say, well, no, I think this. And it's like, well, if you think that, why don't you see it somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the world that we live in, you have to see it in order sometimes to get into the stance of believing it or understanding it or putting it into a theory.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when it's in a theory, it can be debunked because it's always a state of change waiting to happen.
Right. State of change waiting to happen.
It's always waiting to happen. As soon as you make one innovative thing, there's already something there to start making it something else.
Mm, yeah,
That's not the case, then how come we have so many different variations of what a broom?
that's true. That's
Every
definitely.
every adaptation is supposed to be an innovation. So
Mm-hmm.
that I have angle, and I have one that have multi-fiber plus, and one to be square, be round.
Mm-hmm.
When I have longer bristles, and I have soft. Some I have synthetic. Some will be all natural fiber. Some be
Mm-hmm.
made out of what's it call it, grapevine, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
this, like how but you have all these adaptations and variations for what? Because there's
Mm-hmm.
always a state of change waiting to happen.
Yeah.
If the broom
Wow.
was for you and your height, I'm 6'4.5". I can use the broom that you use, but will I be comfortable using it?
No.
Then that means I have to have another adaptation.
Yeah.
or another derivative
Yeah.
of that item to say, oh, this is for somebody that's, 5'11" and tall.
Hmm. Yeah. So I mean that works too with people who have, like, this is what we were talking about last week, is working with folks that may have disabilities to be able to, kind of work through it. Like if you have trouble holding a pen or a pencil a certain way, finding another way to make that mark.
Okay, you got to understand what you're helping or assisting or suggesting for that individual or group to work through.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
That's all.
that's. Hmm.
That's all it is. I can take a paper bag and adjust it for each modality,
Hmm.
each age group, with each different psychiatric issue.
Hmm.
But it's just a bag, a brown bag.
Hmm.
How many different ways can you set up a situation where people can have a creative experience with just a brown bag?
Hmm.
Is there a life
Well,
lesson?
yeah,
Okay,
I
go
think
ahead.
I'd rip it up, maybe take some Sharpie markers, mark on it. I don't know.
But
I
for what?
I don't
Huh?
know. I mean, you're saying a brown bag. I'm trying to think what I would do with a brown bag.
Yeah, so there's nothing you can do as a modality with a brown bag but deconstruct it.
Hmm.
That's all you just talked about was deconstruction.
Right.
Destroy to build.
Hmm.
You
That's
saying
kind of hard for some people though.
it's not.
Well, because you get all pumped up into creating something, and now you're
But that's
supposed to destroy it. It's kind of like
no,
Dalai
Nadine,
Lama making the sand art.
Nadine, you had already destroyed it in our conversation.
I did.
I don't know where you're going now. You see what I'm saying? You already destroyed it in the conversation. You said you rip it up, and now you're gonna throw some paint on it. No rhyme or reason. You said I'm just gonna rip it up and just gonna throw paint on it, and you know what I mean. I'm just ah. The impulsive way of looking at it. Yeah, no rhyme, no reason. Just start the work. Deconstructed it. You took
Right.
it apart, back together. You
Right.
reclaimed it. You took it apart to give it a new name, a new reasoning, a new reason of existing.
Hmm.
What does that mean if you're trying to show somebody that has a psychosis or issue or trauma with a bag?
Hmm.
That idea of deconstruction and construction, adding and subtracting,
Hmm.
hear the different terms that go with it.
Yeah. Didn't Ye do something with his clothing line and bags or something?
Because I don't look at these individuals because they're not real artists, really. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. They're not.
Okay.
They're playing around with it, and they're able to have opportunity based upon what space somebody has given them.
Hmm.
Look at his designs. There's nothing fabulous about the design. It's hobo wear, things we did in
Hobo.
the 80s.
I know, but you see a lot of kids are wearing those sneakers. They got holes in it.
They don't have any tradition or rhyme or reason
But could that be the art? Like, I mean, I'm arguing the idea about what art is.
because you foresee Kanye as an artist.
But aren't
You
we
perceive
all artists?
this. Listen, now you're trying to be funny, but it's okay. I'll
No, but
explain this.
uh, because the
I'll,
audience might be,
I'll explain.
thinking, I like Ye's shoes or clothes.
Why don't you just go to Walmart and buy some baggy clothing? That's what I'm saying. It's a real art. It's a real Calvin Klein. It's really innovating the fabric game. Come on, let's be for real. Yes, we're all artists, but come on now. To
I
stand
wish
up
there
on
was
top of some pillars.
I wish there was somebody on Facebook or on Twitch or on Rumble that actually had to argue this point that it's just baggy clothes and you can buy it anywhere.
Nadine, I do it every day. This is the frustration.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're saying them things like that. To me, I'll be trying to explain to you this is an everyday occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm on a bus and I'm talking to people on the bus, this is where the conversation goes. And then a young person look at me because I've already argued these points.
Right.
They think the Kardashians are artists.
Yep.
But how? Yes, we are all creative. Yes, we are all
Right.
creative. And yes, we are expressive. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But then let's look at it. Did she do anything different than Marilyn Monroe?
Oh.
That she would be put in, wouldn't she?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
No, this is the problem. That's why there is no more real tradition.
Okay.
Because
I
a
see
real,
what you're saying.
because you have a journey, a history that
Mm-hmm.
goes with all of this. So now, if you look at Kanye's clothing and you look at what's been said that's going to be in the world's eye and in the American eye, what fashion is his, they're saying that his clothes is high fashion, like you can wear it to a ballroom.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I can buy the same thing he just put together or make it myself with burlap bags.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, so what's the standard?
Mm-hmm.
Is that leisure clothing? You see, yeah, everybody's an artist, but then did you really go through what the human need is? Or
Mm-hmm.
did you just slip on a knee-jerk reaction to get the reaction because you're in front of people anyway? I understand it. But does that mean that you're a viable fashion artist or a fashion illustrator or designer?
Mm-hmm.
No, has he proven himself in that? To some, but not to the people that really do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's say it this way. Let's go to Moore College of Art and then go up to Fashion Institute of Technology.
Mm-hmm.
Is even though Kanye went to art school, did he design his stuff with those other designers in that way? Did he really look at what was going on in the diaspora and the idea of the American fashion scene and the world fashion scene to be innovative?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the designs that he's got has already been done threefold over with baggy clothes and things that sag
Mm-hmm.
in the whole proletariat look, in the working class look, and the idea of, you see,
Mm-hmm.
that's where his clothes are going. But how many people are really looking at it to that point in these days? Not a
Mm-hmm.
lot, because they just react.
Mm-hmm.
They don't observe to say, okay, what type of fabric is he using?
So, but I mean, I see what you're saying.
Because that's the standard, that's the tradition,
Mm-hmm.
that's the test of everything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we got to the idea of what a real McCoy is. It got tested and it stood up to all human being tests of liking, wanting comfortability. Did it innovate any of that? So I got some oversized shoes on that I can just slip on and it's form fitting. Where has this been done before?
Mm-hmm.
Like every You might think that I'm being negative right now. I'm not being negative. This is being observant. This is observant eye now to say, okay, with the American or the Western idea of fashion, where this idea has been done already with slip-ons.
Mm.
Did he
So
innovate that idea?
I guess I want to say when we're talking about where has it been done before, I mean, as an artist, when we go to create, are we then affected? Do we not want to create for fear of copying somebody else?
That's you that's saying it. That's your personal issue with it.
Right.
That's your personal issue with it. That has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be inspired by everything in your world.
Mm-hmm.
Inspiration is everywhere. So that'll be your issue to struggle with that. I'm trying to show people how you get inspired by looking around you.
Right.
Looking at the lines, shapes, forms, lights, and surfaces around you to get your ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look around you, everything does that. What is
Mm-hmm.
the phone mimic? Your ear.
Yeah. Remember the old phones? It had the long neck and the little ear, the little thing to speak, and
Yeah,
you pull the other
what is
one
it?
over here.
Yeah, but what is it mimicking? The human ear.
Yeah, that's
What is
true.
the camera? What is the camera mimicking?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the old turntable, the Viaphone or I forget what you call it. What do you call it? Anyway, he had a big old ear.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just I guess
Why are you having a dilemma with it? Is that a
because
personal, or is that a fear that you're projecting on others that you think other human beings share?
because I if everything is art, then it's art, whether it's innovative or not, right? Is it
No, you
like
have with it. When you they have to have a certain order and movement to it. And we started to talk about what is a tradition at that point.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Fascinating because you say yay. I call them Kanye. You call them yay.
I called him Yay because he's evolved like Prince, the artist.
No, he's not an artist like Prince.
Well, yeah.
Even within the rap game, he knows how to put sequences together, but does he really play notes?
Mm, okay.
You know, we really have to look at what's going on as far as a creative idea is concerned. Is he orchestrating the whole orchestra?
Mm-hmm,
Does he have that ability?
mm-hmm,
Or does he have the ability of knowing how to take snippets and he has a good ear and knows how to put snippets together, which is still creative, but is
mm-hmm,
that being a musician?
mm-hmm. But then, okay, so there might be an artist out there that doesn't create on the level of, say, Prince, formerly, the artist from formerly
But
known
is
as Prince.
the person dealing with instruments the way that that individual did? If so, then that's the journey that they have to go on because Prince went on the journey of knowing every instrument that he can put his hands on and understanding how to package that whole deal.
Yeah. But that's a different level of artist.
Different level, that means that if you're going down that road and you're saying that you're like a Prince, then that means you're a musician.
Right.
Now, if you're a Pete Rock or a Puffy or somebody like this, then now you're a producer.
Mhm.
You're still an artist. You're
Right.
not a producer, though.
Well, so I guess what I'm
Still you.
struggling, mhm. I guess what I'm struggling with was probably what I struggled with in my childhood and up into my early adulthood. Okay.
You're struggling with right now, so how can it be just those 2 periods of time?
I know, but it's even till now. So what I'm saying is like because I know there are really good artists out there, it and even though okay, I
Why
like
compare
playing the
yourself to
upright
those
bass.
artists?
I like
But why compare yourself to those artists?
well, isn't that what we do? We want to be
No.
good. We want to be we want to have we
Yeah,
want to
you
be
see how you still stuck in right and wrong and perfection, and you don't believe the term perfection is a lie, repetition is the truth? Because you
I
just perfection and it. No, you're stuck in that mode.
and I
Why? A
think a
lot.
lot of people are because so I make a piece of art and somebody looks at it and says that's not art, you
Who
know?
are they to tell you that? It's
Huh?
already you did it. What are you talking about? Don't make me have to go all the way in like this right now. I'll go all the way in. I'm telling you,
I know. I'm
because
scared.
society, the misconceptions and misusages of what the creative experience is all about. If
But
somebody says, "Who are you, Don, to say this?" Well, I do it every day. Been doing it every day to service the society at large since 89, 90.
mhm.
And I
And
have records that go all the way back to then that show pay stubs of what I was doing and the
mhm,
title on there so you could know, oh, he was
mhm,
in service of society before he even got his bachelor's degree in what it
mhm,
is he's talking about. And I
mhm,
even can show you it going all the way back to a year after I got out of high school that I was servicing people in this way.
mhm,
So then when people try to tell me I may not know what I'm talking, no, I may not know the terms that you know, but I bet you I'll explain it. And I bet you I'll get the person through the psychosis or through the trauma or through
mhm,
the experience. Because it's just certain things that human beings have to do.
mhm,
And once you understand that, you don't play with it. And most of the staunch artists and people that live by it, they understand what I'm saying. And they're saying a lot of people are not going to understand what he's saying. Why? Because it's going to sound like it's harsh. Why? In this sensitive society that we're in right now. Being honest with you. That's
mhm.
why art is there. Art is there because it toughens you up too. You're not going to convince everybody. That's the beauty of art. You're not going to convince everybody. So what's the ultimate job of the artist?
To
To
create.
convince you, to create, yeah, but to convince you, to take you on a journey.
Mhm. Hmm.
You
Yeah.
don't think so?
Yes, I do agree with you. I was thinking about myself personally and also
I know.
thinking there's got to be other people out there that may feel like
I
I
know.
do.
No, they are. And that's why I said what I said to you. I don't think you truly understand or believe the term or the phrase perfection is a lie, repetition is the truth.
I think the perfection is a lie when I'm like, when I hear it, I'm thinking, well, because what is perfection?
Repetition.
And you just keep doing it over and over again and you get better
That's
at it.
perception.
And then perception, you hear that, Jewel? Perception, is like relative to where you are when you're looking at it. you know, like,
That's people just concerning themselves with the end task and not the journey. That's
mhm,
just like when everybody's looking at the basketball, football, or boxing game, or listening
mhm,
to their favorite singer. You're not thinking about the journey they took. You're thinking about this moment right now that they're pleasing.
mhm,
Then you're going to follow up with the word of God. They're perfect,
mhm,
but never alluding towards what the journey was to get there, to train the voice, to train the body, to train the hand, to have the hand and mind and body work together as one, to be able to move, to be a complete creative, moving, biochemical computer movement.
mhm.
When it's understood to that level, that's when you get the young ladies like the Biles and everybody else flipping and doing all these amazing, what we call
So,
amazing things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But really, if you look at it, it's just that she has brought her body to a state of being where it's balanced, where she can manipulate it.
Mm,
And if you look at it, every human being has that ability within them, but who's going to go down that road?
mm.
It's
And that's
always that issue with everything that makes up human. Who's going to go down a road to show the excellence in it, to
hmm
show the highest of the high of it, the most concentrated of it? Yes,
hmm
we are all that, but there's levels to all of it.
hmm
So who's going to take that chance to go all the way out to really show what that hand can do?
hmm
And, above and beyond, above and all in all, that's what it's really all about for the artist, and whether they're male or female.
hmm
Because it's in your area, you have to establish yourself, just like an accountant would have to, a doctor would have to. In every area, you have to establish yourself as being one first part of that. Then now that you're part of that, then you have to say, okay, I'm the most elite within this idea of being a doctor.
hmm
Why? Because my experience has said so. Why? Because I've serviced over 20,000. You'll hear these type of responses. So when, you know what I mean?
hmm
That's, perception of perfection for others.
hmm
Perfection is nothing more than repetition.
hmm
You're doing something again and again and again and again and again to where you make it seem and feel and look effortless.
hmm Yeah, the effort, that feeling.
Yeah, the blissful state.
Yeah,
Like how
the
you wanted to,
zone.
how they talk about that in Buddha, the blissful state, the movement state, the light state,
Mhm.
all this good stuff. Yeah. Each society, the Brahmins and everybody else talk about this illicit state, this beautiful state.
Mhm.
Everything on the planet knows about it except for individuals that are in disbelief about it.
Mhm.
To a trance state by doing repetitive and repetitious things. How else do you get to a state? Well, you fast forward and you cheat and you take drugs.
Mhm.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? People take drugs because they want to fast forward something.
Mhm. And take the mushrooms and tap into the artistry.
Whatever it is, you see people
Whatever.
use all types of things to be able to go from one state to another. When
Mhm.
naturally you can do that, yeah, what they call it meditation and prayer. Yeah, that's what you're doing when you're doing that. But people want to go faster.
Mhm.
And that's why they started drinking tinkers and smelling things and inhaling things,
Mhm.
because it's believed that I went to another state. Some people would take themselves to the state of almost death so
Mhm.
that they can see something happen. Then they come back and they say, I saw it. And
Mhm.
look for that in history,
Mhm.
because you'll see people that have done that in order for man to proceed or move forward
Mhm.
in the ways that we're alluding or suggesting that man moves forward at this point. Yeah, I know everybody. It seems like this something from nothing is really nothing at all right now. But if you're looking at the screen and you're listening to the talking, it's still the idea of how do you use basics, ideas, or how do you pull something from nowhere to assist the human being at large?
Mhm.
How do you do that?
Especially if you're stuck, you know?
Yeah, but if you're stuck, whether you're stuck or not, how do you utilize this thing that we're talking about to pull you out of any situation? Last time we was talking about if he was mad because we was talking about loss, basically,
Yeah. Mhm. What
and
about like pain or,
that's
ailments?
that's what we was dealing with last week.
Yeah.
We bring up certain aspects of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for instance, with your eye situation,
Oh, yeah.
and or the videos that you let us see,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, of your eye operation. And remember, I had brought up to you even at that point. Imagine if you used your journey in that as a template to do painting.
I
And
do
if you,
need to do that, y'all.
yeah, I keep telling you, it's a no brainer. That's Frida Kahlo all day.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
you explaining yourself getting into a car accident.
Yeah, that was something too. Neck all
Mhm.
messed up, back. Knot.
You can,
I got a knot that comes back and forth to me. It's usually on my left side, and then it just goes up my neck. I think I got to get a massage.
do you have your how would you say your Xeroxes of your body with those elements showing that? Then you can
You know
take that.
what? I need to get a copy because I wanted to go see a chiropractor possibly. So
Right. Have
I
them
need to
send it to
get that.
you as an email. They can send it to you as an email because it's all digital now, right? Most of
Wow.
it, right?
No.
So then you can ask your doctor
X-ray.
to get copies of your X-rays.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
what you can do, you can do different things to utilize that in a piece. That's also mixed media again, and that's all, and that's always something from nothing. Pulling from your own experiences to show turmoil,
Oh,
strife.
uh, and actually, when I was going to see the retinologist, I was shooting the screen where it shows the before and after, the hole in my eye, in the back, in my macula, and then it being closed.
Yeah, so then look at all the things and all the
Yeah.
modalities you can do to do something from nothing. 13 different modalities. How could
Wow.
you take 13 different modalities and express that experience that you just had?
And then you have a piece of art, everybody.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm taking notes. I'm writing this down because it
But
would
that's
be
something from nothing. That's
it
what
would
I'm trying
be
to understand.
yeah.
For instance, you had a trauma. Say, for instance, let's say it's a light trauma or something about people always lying to you.
Wow. You pulled that one out. Okay. People always lying to you. Well,
Right. And
you
you
got
gotta be
politicians.
right, but I'm just talking about personally. If
Oh,
you're a person that doesn't like or hates when people lie to you, it
mhm.
just throws you off. How could you deal with that in a creative or a symbolic way or something from nothing way? But if you use last week's idea on that level,
Right.
what you do is what? Make a glossary or a catalog or what we were talking about, a file of different symbolic ways of your emotions. So you would make a
Symbol
symbol. That's
chart.
where yeah, that's where the symbols came from. The idea with the broken heart, the partially broken heart, the
Mhm.
line, the dash line through the heart. What
There
would
you go.
that mean to a person?
Right.
And now you would go through your trauma and whatever it is, and you would start assessing symbols.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it can be a line, it can be an electric bolt line, it can be anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it should express that particular issue so that you can see it. Now that you see it, how would you manipulate it to change it, to move it, to
Mm-hmm.
shut it up,
Mm-hmm.
to
And so
lessen?
yeah, so I put up the symbol chart from last week with the broken heart,
Yeah,
the
that's the one that you did, but you have some of yourself in it, but it's just letting you know different ways on how you would make a symbol. If your
Mhm.
heart's broken, what's the easiest way to show that the heart is broken? By
Yeah,
showing some type of eruption going through it,
right,
or a crack, some type of zigzag line,
right, which we did. I'm changing the way
jagged.
we approach it.
Mhm. Make one side deflated using the idea of a balloon.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah, that was this one down here. And then it had the little, well, my attempt to make it look like a balloon.
That's okay, but that was the intent. How do you
Right.
take the idea of deflation and show that your heart is deflated?
Yeah.
You're comparing it to the deflation of a balloon,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but the buoyancy of a balloon. And then now, if depending upon what state you're in with the individual or yourself or the matter that's depressing you,
Mm-hmm.
how deflated are you when this situation comes up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, all right, hold on, let me get this stuff down and out the way real quick. That's another good idea, a good concept, a good thought, because a lot of people we always have a hard idea with that. And I always, how would you say, fight with that idea on how do you get human beings to understand that there's a multitude of ideas of everything around you.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you and how do you want to attack these things. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there's always a resolution within creativity,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So it's like if we just take the idea of the symbology of the heart that I was just talking about. So if we use the concept of a balloon, let's take a balloon, right? A balloon first. That's my balloon. Maybe put old school balloon, okay? And then now we're saying plus the heart idea. You see? And then what's that going to equal?
Mm.
You see? So here's all the different derivatives you can have. Watch. This can be a full heart. Full of love. However you want to make that, you can put the little, highlights in there if you want. Yeah, you're full of love. Beautiful love, you know what I mean? All right, now what would be the one? Then, all right, how am I feeling if I'm a little bit deflated? I don't know. Some of it'll be kind of straight, but then some of it'll be, and see how it's showing some deterioration?
Mm-hmm.
At what level? All right, then let's take it further. What if my balloon heart was looking like this?
Ooh, that's a sad heart.
Yep. And now what if I really went there and then did this one then? Was that a laughter? What would you just did, Nadine?
I just
Was that a laugh or you dropped something? What happened, man?
I
Because
was
I wasn't.
drawing and for a minute, Miss Jewel, she had, so I don't know if your phone fell or something. So I went to a 3-shot
Oh, okay.
because all I saw was pink.
Oh, yeah, that's my shirt.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
All
you see
right.
the difference in the balloon there? So then
Mhm.
now you get it all the way to a point of what now? If I wanted to, I could take it all the way down to a point to where it's barely anything in that balloon now. What you mean what then?
I'm completely deflated.
Yeah, there's no more love. No
No,
love.
no love.
Sad, you said? This one
Yeah.
can be expressed with love.
Mm.
You say this is the start. And then you can say that this is pure love right here. You don't see that, you guys? Or, am I too far-fetched? What's going on?
No, I feel you. I feel you. I'm like alongside with you with mine, looking at that process. And actually, it's a really interesting process. I mean, it's like a no-brainer, but normally I wouldn't be thinking along those lines.
Right. That's why you go to an art therapist like myself.
There you go. So
Because
okay. So anybody that wants to go to an art therapist, Don, we got a link.
no, you come to me for art coaching. That's another idea within art therapy, but it's coaching. If I say art therapist, I have to have the state and the government certifications. The
Okay,
nomenclatures at the end of your, since you
clarified.
don't.
If you're sick, if you're scared to go to an art therapist, but you like to do art and you want to work through some things, give Don a call.
I hear you, everybody. The matter is, I just got some new students and people that want to take a journey. So if you're willing to take a journey, whether you're trying to get through something personally, or you just want to add on to your abilities and your thoughts, or you may just want to be around a like mind that likes to talk art and show how it's around you every day, come on over and give me a call, give me a talk. Come to the studio. You know, not that much an hour. I can relieve with that. It's 30 an hour, everybody. 2 hour sessions. $60 for one session. There you go. So come on through. Trust you me, everybody that has, if you look at my Google star thing, you know, I have like a 4.5 star rating. So you can see some of the comments that people have left. So, you know, I'm willing to stand on that and willing to keep on assisting people until my last days. So let's
Mhm.
keep creating. Yeah. So what else could you do to describe or make a symbol of an emotion? What was the one you was having a problem with? You said spirit or something like that, Nadine?
Oh,
What was it that you said?
well, there was a couple different things.
Like,
I'm a work in progress. I need help. Um, so one, I don't even know where to start.
start with the first one and then we just move through it.
Yeah. So the like mostly it's the sadness of what you can't control. That was one. Um, seeing other people in pain, not being able to help, having my own arthritic pain. What else?
So what are you saying? You need a symbol that describes the pain or to describe the effects of the after effects of the pain?
The
If you're
pain.
talking about arthritis, you can take the idea of what they say arthritis is, and then you can say right here, you can make two bone looking shapes and you can do something like this. All right. What would that say to you?
You
Pain.
just, my goodness, that's it.
Because you have to understand symbols, Nadine. It's a real true thing when we say line, shape, form, light, and surface.
Yeah.
I've had jobs with free press work and things like this, and graphic designer and lower level illustrator jobs. Whereas my job was to come up with different symbols for things that
Mm.
customers wanted. They would either give you a manuscript or they'd give you a drawing. And then now you would have to encapsulate it. So a lot of times I would put things in a circle.
Mhm. Oh, that I see what you're saying.
You see? Now it's functioning like a logo, isn't it?
Yes.
See, so now you definitely know that pain is there. What else? What if I was to put a little thing like this and then say need,
Mm-hmm.
and then just put P and then put like a thing in the middle to say like it's like pain.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
did I make a symbol for my knee pain?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Now I could totally see that in my head. I'm thinking I'm going to Google images and I'm looking for a joint, where you
Right.
see,
So we know what a joint looks like. We can take
yes.
it. Let's say, for instance, if that pain is more like a tendon type of pain.
Mm-hmm.
All I would show is just how that tendon is here, right? You see
Mm-hmm.
that? And make it come like it's coming to the muscle, and then all of a sudden have an area where it does this. You see
Hmm.
it?
Mm.
So that's the snap tendon then.
Ooh, looks
Or
like it hurts.
I can have it come off the bone this way, and do this here, have the other bone here,
Mm-hmm.
and then have it do this here. Take this one away.
Mm-hmm.
See it now?
Mm-hmm.
Even more so, put the jagged edge on it.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's like right down in line with Frida Kahlo.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. The same thing that Basquiat did. Same
Mm-hmm.
thing that several other artists did. Robert Rauschenberg, different artists like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they all know now, we all should know that human beings are symbol based.
Mm-hmm.
Then if somebody has an issue with that, then how come we have petroglyphs and we're able to still try to understand petroglyphs, basic
Mm-hmm.
caveman drawings of their day? I'm not talking about hieroglyphics and all the other ones that we can get into, or codexes we can get into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the most simple and pure idea of symbology being language is a petroglyph,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it could be as simple as the one that you saw where they had their hand there and somebody was blowing dye on their hands to put the outline of their hand on the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look, they had everybody, and they had different size hands. So that means that he got the whole tribe out there and was spitting dye all over their hands. Remember, they didn't have aerosol hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or he would give it to them and make them chew it up and spit out the dye over their hand to the
Mm-hmm.
point where it left an impression on the outline of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because now they would say, is that what that is? That's you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first emoji.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even have thought of it like that. That's your first emoji, is your hand. The
The hand symbol, the petroglyph of somebody spitting out a think about it. Because that's identifying a specific person.
mm-hmm.
When you go to art school and you're in those, those higher classes, that's what they talk about, the true essence of what symbology is to the human.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we all go to school to try to do these different things, and they have art schools and all, because people want to come out and assist society and make things that do what? Make it easier for a human being to transition through this world.
Mm-hmm.
So something from nothing can be just as simple as that, knee pain.
Mm-hmm.
What and you said something about the soul or the spirit or something not being able to help. Well, what about if you did a hand like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do a balloon leaving you.
Oh, wow, that's a good one too.
What could that be saying to you? And you help it that the balloon blew away?
It
Did you
got
mean for it
away.
to blow away? You tried to hold on to the balloon, you gave it enough air, you gave it everything it needed, but it still blew away from you.
Mm-hmm. Because that's life.
You looked away. You didn't look away that long. It was just a split second when you looked away.
Life sucks.
Yeah, but I'm trying to show you how to use the concept of a balloon for things like you can't control the state of being of what things are going to do.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
You might have meant to hold on to that balloon, but for some reason it got away from you. Is that a terrible thing?
Yeah.
Could that be loss? Could that be an idea of loss?
Yeah.
You know? What if I make it with the hand, right?
Mhm.
And then now to take it a step further, right? We make the balloon real small now. And let's say you miss it.
Mhm.
Did it elude you?
Yeah, it totally got away.
But is that
But
your fault?
I couldn't grab it. I couldn't hold on to it.
Right. But is that particularly your fault?
No.
Or could that be an inevitability?
You could say not my fault.
You could, but then, what would be the opposite then?
Uh,
But
it
then
was
that
my
means
fault.
that if I do this now,
Ooh, y'all, I'm feeling some kind of way.
and then I have the balloon on the string and I'm not letting the string go, what does that mean? Am I a control freak?
Might be.
I mean, yeah, but then is that what that could mean then? Could it mean other things?
Hmm.
We're talking about symbolism.
Ooh, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. But you only think there's something going on a lot if you can connect with the symbols. That's what happens with symbology, or that's what happens with what you call the word Masonic paintings and things
Hmm.
like, because they'll have a lot of metaphor, a ladder, and then the ladder will lead up to a cloud.
Hmm.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
You see? Or you'll have things like you'll have a checkered board. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Right. So you'll have a checkerboard idea. And then now y'all have a ladder coming from the bottom of that. You know?
Hmm.
But then what if I start putting the black cubes falling off of the board?
You got played.
You could say that, you know?
What's
What if
that one
I
represent?
say again?
What does that one, what were you representing with that symbol?
What, this one here?
The ladder, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just talking about Freemasonry and Masonry and how those paintings are. Especially
Mm.
if you go down to Independence and you look at all the paintings that they have in some of the halls down there, you know what I mean, of little Mason boys or little Moroccan boys, you know, in the piece, and you're trying to figure out why would there be a little Moroccan boy on a boat with George Washington?
Mm.
That's symbolic. That's a metaphor. Just as this one is. You have the checkerboard. Well, in Freemasonry, that's the game. That's the playing board. That's the board, that the game of life. All this good stuff like that.
Hmm.
The on and off and all of that. But then a ladder means ascension or descension.
Hmm.
So am I climbing up to the board or am I walking down and away from the board?
Hmm.
Am I going to the heavens, ascending from what we call hell?
Hmm.
Because this is the idea of what up and down means.
Hmm.
Now I can put an arrow on this side and then put an arrow
Just
on
get
this.
ready to do that.
Then I can put a couple of question marks up here. Maybe put one upside down.
Mhm.
Let's move this tendon, lateral tendon, to next. There you go. There's the idea. Then I would circle the question marks together above the board. So now you have the board falling apart.
Mhm.
Then it's not even a full board. So then what could that mean? Game's in jeopardy. Leave
Mhm.
it. Come on. Get out of there. Game over. Game in suspense. What
Mhm.
game is? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's just like what? You have the donkey and what's the other one?
Uh, the elephant.
Yeah. Who's the elephant?
Um,
Pub.
Yeah.
Who's the
yeah,
donkey?
yeah.
Demo.
Mhm.
And a lot of people still to this day don't know why. I'll let everybody go and check that out. Why they use an elephant for Republicans and why they use a donkey for Democrats
Mm.
as the symbols of those two parties. So I remember we're in a new change. So you got a lot more younger people that don't even know what's going on with this. You got a lot of people in our age groups and that's retired that don't know none of this stuff or
Right.
ideas of, or don't even worry about symbolism, not unless it's McDonald's or Lowe's or any one of the franchises you know that they can go and get. Because imagine if you didn't have lettering and you just showed the symbol of the store that you wanted to go to.
Mhm.
You know, Target would be an easy one that everybody would want to go to, right? Because Target is real easy. That, you know, you ain't even got to explain that one too much. That's
Yeah,
Target
I
right
did
there.
that.
Huh?
That was, I think that was genius, that Target.
Mhm.
Yeah, even Corn used it too, but it's an ancient one that goes all the way back to Ghanaian gold medal weights and Adinkra symbols. It goes back further than that. This thing here, it means on and off. It means the universal. It means God
Mhm.
too.
Mhm.
When you check it, yeah, because it goes into the idea of ones and zeros, on and off.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you really delve into what symbology is for a human being, you really have a beautiful study on what it is to be a human when it comes down to creativity. Because you'll see that symbols is everything, all the way up to our judicial system.
Mhm.
There's symbols all in there. You know what I mean? So it's not only like how you were talking, how we were talking last time. It's not only this idea. I think it's a straight line or an arrow. I'm just gonna put it that way for now. You know what I mean? The different orientations and how they started from a circle and have everything coming off the circle.
Mhm.
You know why that, right? You know what the circle represents too, right? Yes, no.
Which one are we talking about? Is that the oh the
And if we're talking about gender, what did
feminine principle?
why do they have everything coming off a circle?
Yeah, feminine principle. Female.
So then why do they have a symbol for the female and the circle is not the female then? What does the circle really represent?
Uh,
You see?
uh-huh.
If the circle was feminosity all the way around, then it wouldn't be no other symbol to say female, right?
Right.
So the circle is obviously the jump off point, which is saying that's the ovum, the egg,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and everything is coming off of the egg or coming out of the egg.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
just think about
womb.
it. What was you about to say?
The womb.
It can be that too as well.
Yeah.
Because you have an oval and an opening, the Vesica Pisces, yeah. A doorway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me. If you go check out symbols, you'll see them. Look, that target symbol there is an Adinkra symbol. And it's a symbol of a seed, the
Mm-hmm.
seed of life. Yeah. You know, if you want Nadine, you can type up this word right here and you'll see this symbol that looks like the target symbol.
Let me see. You said this word right here.
No, I'm about to give it to you. It's called Adinkra Henny. So it's
A
AEINKRAHENE.
Nikrahene.
Yes.
Nikrahene.
What it means is the supremacy and omnipotence of God.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see different derivatives of that. That circle within a circle. It also alludes towards the seed of life.
Huh. Oh.
Yeah. Pull it up, you'll see these different things that I just made mention to and much, much more on how important symbology is to human beings. You know, that's why I say what I was saying earlier, like, you know, fun is more than just fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's orgasmic. That's way above fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. A droplet of water.
Yeah,
Logos.
yeah. A starting point,
Wow.
vibration.
A Dinkra chart with West
Yeah,
African symbols.
yes. And that's just one codex that's on the planet of symbology. There's several. You have Celtic ones too as well.
Right. Huh.
And if you put in the Celtic symbols, they have that with a cross in in the middle.
Uh-huh.
You know, and in the Gulf and in the Gothic and the Gulf and all, they all have certain circle within a circle with the symbol inside a circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then they have a circle with overlapping a circle within a circle to show a universal knot
Mm-hmm.
or link. Like if everybody truly understood how important, look at that.
Ooh.
All resembling life.
Yeah,
Look
this
at
is
all.
on 1000logos.net.
Look at
Gotta get
the wheel in the middle, the one that looks like the one that you navigate by the sea, next to the one with the tree, second row down. Yeah, yeah,
this.
that's, yeah. That's absolutely a symbol that they use to actually put copper in and you can have energy move. Like
Mm-hmm.
some of these symbols and movements actually are used on motherboards and things like this
Mm-hmm.
to cause certain energy. So you use a certain mineral like copper, gold, or silver that's in some of our motherboards or chips, and they'll be in a certain design. And if you look at some of these designs, they'll be in the same way as some of these ancient designs are. Yeah, the tree of life. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's that wheel of Tyrannus,
Mm-hmm.
god of thunder.
The navigation wheel, the
Mm-hmm.
wheel of navigation, the spinning of life. Those are the ones that the Masons use all the time, right? In America, right?
Yep, there's the ring. This
You
one I've
know,
seen a lot.
that's one of those, well, what we use it for or see it as is the witching, bewitching, and all this good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had some of those TV shows, they use some of
Mm-hmm.
that. There's your Celtic knot. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
got a lot of goodies in
Yeah,
here.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all basic symbols based upon line and shape.
You see these in a lot of fabrics too.
Yes, that's why I bring it all up to you. It's
Mhm.
textiles. The weave itself is an interlocking premise. based upon natural movements and locking ideas. It's the truth. It's not me just saying it. This is what symbology is. It proves to you that the creative process is needed for man's existence. If you don't have it, how are you going to communicate?
Right.
You know, how are we going to communicate if we don't have these type of processes, everybody? That's what it is.
I mean, we definitely do it with social media when we decide what kind of thumbnail we want to have, or we're doing
I'll try
short
to bring it
reels.
up so you understand where the thumbnail came from. You know what I mean? Where the emoji come from, where the GIF come from, through the idea of a logo, through the idea of a symbol, through the idea of simplification of an idea, thought, or movement. Because then other than that, we wouldn't have none of the symbols that we're looking at. You wouldn't have gold-based symbols. You wouldn't have flags that have symbols on them. What would you have the symbol for? Why is there a star on a flag? Why is it red? Why is it green? Why does it
Right.
have a palm tree in the middle of it? Why does it have a cactus in the middle of it? You see what I'm saying? Why does it have an eagle flying? You know what I mean? What is that funny looking bird on that side? Why do they have this white woman looking like she's holding a scale in the middle of that one? Yeah. Look at some of the seals of the states that you're in. And that symbolism will amaze you. Look at the Philadelphia crest for brotherly love. I forget what the saying is that's on it. Philadelphia's Monu something or other. Keep brotherly love alive, and then it's a couple of symbols on there that represent that idea. The other reason why I'm so big on it, because Philadelphia, this is where everything started. Everybody. For our, what we call our civilization right now. Sure, these symbols and symbology was going, yeah. But now, we have to look at it the way it is. It's presented to us very well. It's a part of your society. Has to be part of man. Has to be. Can't be no other. You know?
Yeah.
Some other symbols for, you said something about what, not being able to help or
Yeah.
assist.
Yeah. Feeling helpless. Yeah.
Well, what would show that?
I think sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, if you had somebody at the well and somebody fell in the well, and it's terrible. Or you're holding on to somebody over a rooftop or something, a ledge, and they're falling. That's definitely helpless. I don't know why I went there, but anyway.
Okay, why not do something even more simple? Like, for instance, if I erase some of this away, right? In here, and say, for instance, I really wanted to help somebody. So I have my hand out here, right? Once again, using the symbol of a hand. But then this hand is holding a bag. And then now the person that I would like to give something to turns their back to this idea.
Oh, wow. Well, that's interesting.
Now, would that make you feel helpless?
Wow.
And now you can go here, right? but the head is not turned towards you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to pay attention to what you have to offer. But you know that it'll help them.
Mm-hmm.
You're still standing there trying to give the person that bag.
Mm-hmm.
Give them that thing that you know they need because you've seen them. That's why I didn't put no symbol on the bag.
I was just going to put money on the bag. Money symbol.
Yeah, that's the easiest symbol, the money symbol to put there that really goes into everybody's brain in our society.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to give you money and you turn your back to me, it's like, well, dang, do I
Mm-hmm.
have to put this on here then like this? I'm trying to give you $1,000 today,
Mm-hmm.
and you still don't turn around?
But if you put $2 in there, somebody would be like, that's it?
Right. But then the whole idea of our symbol is
Mm-hmm.
that you want to help, but no matter what you're doing to help, you're not getting any reciprocation back from the help.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if your help is assisting.
Mm-hmm.
What would be a symbol that would show that? This is one that could suffice for that. You
Mm-hmm.
try to give something to somebody in the back, and their head is turned away.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's do the question mark again. You can put a question mark in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, if I stepped it up, oh, I'm about to have real fun with you now. Watch this. What if I fuse just a little bit of, just a little bit of color into this idea?
Uh-oh.
And
Neon color?
yeah, no, just a regular marker color, nothing too fly. Just do this to the question mark. What
Oh.
would that say? Like that person probably really is not, there is no thought in that person really not caring about what you got. Leave me alone.
I had that happen to me one day.
But this is what I'm saying. Would that be a symbol that would suffice for that idea, whether I have $1 or not?
Right.
Take the dollar amount out.
Yeah, I went into the market. He said he was hungry and wanted money for food. So I went in the market and I was getting dinner. I was at work. And then I got an extra sandwich.
He
And I
said he
came
didn't want
out
this.
and gave him the sandwich and said, here you go, and walked away. And he turned around. He said, do you know what's in these things? Do you know how unhealthy this is? And I went back and said, give me my sandwich back.
Well, because
And
you obviously know.
And the other
If
guy
you,
said, I don't know why you doing that. He's nothing but a mess. So he must have tried to help him too.
I've had people do that. And that's why I ask them from the gate when you're going in the stores now. I'll be like, look, I'm gonna go in, I'll get you a sandwich. You said you want something to eat. And then you look the person out, they're like, no, I don't need a sandwich. Oh, then I tell them straight up, then I don't pay for people to get drunk or get high, man. If
Right?
you hungry, I got you. If you getting high, that's on you, man. That's your own
That's
problem.
not. Mm-mm.
Right. So if you say, hey man, if you're out in front of a store and you say, hey man, I'm hungry, you got a dime? I'll be like, hold on, I got a banana for you.
Right.
I'll go right in there and get you a 50-cent banana.
Right.
But no, the person told me one day, I'd rather have the 50 cent than you won't get my money then, sir. You have a
Right.
nice day. I'm choosing to get you a bottle of water and a banana.
Right. And
You're
they're
old
like,
enough
hmm?
to tell me that's wrong and I would rather have the money.
Mm-hmm.
Look at where society has gone. But nonetheless, would this symbol suffice
Yeah.
for the whole idea of I'm trying to help, but it's not being reciprocated?
Yep. There you go.
You just have to think about the idea, think about the action, then
Uh-huh.
deduce its simplest forms, and then give a symbol for it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to just be one item. If you can just do one item and get it across, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do, a couple of symbols together, we already showed how that works.
And you can make a t-shirt off of this.
No, there's no.
I'm just saying.
No, I mean you're saying that in a joking way, but
No,
it
I'm
makes
serious. Like if you wanted to get the message out, there's still good people out there that
thing
want
is,
to
what do
help.
you think graphic designers are doing?
Huh?
What do you think graphic designers are doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Symbology is used for that. That's why you're able to use it. What do you think the smiley face was?
Yeah.
What's the sad face then?
Yeah.
That made those is a millionaire.
Right.
I challenge everybody, go research it and you'll see a
Mm-hmm.
millionaire off a smiley face sticker.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that they said that Forrest Gump made that up because he wiped his face. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's not the true story, but nonetheless, the person that did that is a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all don't want to get excited about that. Y'all rather get excited about,
Harvey, let's see.
you know what I'm
Harvey
saying?
Ross Ball.
What?
That's the guy.
Oh.
Did he become a millionaire off of it or what? I don't
I
care
don't
if he
know.
lost.
I don't know. I'm looking for further. This is the built-in AI. Um, it was commissioned by an insurance company, but he never trademarked the design.
Prosper off of it.
Huh?
Did he
Yeah.
prosper? Did he eat a piece of
Yeah.
chicken? Did he pay for a house? Did he buy clothes?
Right. Yeah. Let's see.
Did he get a car with? Did he get a couple of cars? Did he get
Oh,
a
I'm
big
sure
house?
he did.
Off
He
of
was
this?
a
My
commercial artist. Yeah.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand that aspect right there.
His net worth is 1.5 million.
Off of a smiley face.
Oh, if not, let's see. He
So
made
that's all I got to say. Can you use what we're talking about to do those things? Yes. I train people that do that. Yes. Share with people that want to do those things. Can you show how to use this in different class modalities?
mhm,
Yes. Can you show how this can be used to be placed in somebody's IEP? Yes.
mhm.
I'm not just throwing these ideas together. It's absolute. Go to the Free Library in Philly and go to the spiritualism section and ask them about sacred shapes,
Mhm.
sacred designs. Go to engineering and go to computer board development
Mhm.
and then see if they're not talking about sacred designs
Mhm.
and line movement and shapes and what those things can mean as far as energy and pulses of energy are concerned and
Mhm.
vibration is concerned. Why do you think the shape of the circle is so important or the shape of a figure eight is so important?
Yeah.
If you really look into how many things this shape is used in, what
Mhm.
about a coil shape
Yeah.
and everything? How do you show oscillation
Mhm.
through a spiral?
Mhm.
How do you show confusion? Through a spiral.
Right.
Think about the symbols that say dizziness,
Mm-hmm.
right? What symbol, what does that symbol do if I use that head right there to take it a
Mm.
step?
Oh
They would
yeah.
put a,
You
put
put
a
a
circle
line.
around like this and like this, and then the lines will come off like this,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yep.
some a spiral like this that goes down into the head
Wow.
to say that there's some type of dilemma going on in the mind. If I use different colors, it means something else different, or it may
Mm-hmm.
mean.
Yep. They're there.
All you gotta do is look around you and you'll start to see them. You'll
Mm-hmm.
start becoming simple literate.
Mm-hmm.
Every municipality has a seal. Every seal has a symbol on it that represents that particular state or location. If that's not the case, then why aren't all 50 provinces of the United States all have the same seal?
Mm. Yeah.
But each state has its own seal. New
Mm-hmm.
Jersey has its seal. Philadelphia has a seal. There's all different stuff on it. And then each county has its own seal.
Mm-hmm.
That's all based upon symbolism, like we're talking.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think a crest is, everybody?
Yeah.
A family crest is. It's a symbol of
Yeah.
that family.
Okay. I was doing my homework. Here is the. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The flags, the seals, and the coat of arms.
Yep. All the symbols, look at them, everybody. Different symbols, different ideas of what a flag is and what the dressing is and all this good stuff, how the stars are there, how the ribbons and the oak leaves and the leaves are there and what they represent, what's an arrow represent, what's all these different things represent. A star, the actual shield itself, what does that mean? The shape of it. Yeah.
Man, look at Maryland. Ooh, they
What I'm
got
saying.
a lot going on there.
Oh yeah. South Carolina, look at it.
Yeah. North
Those are all
Carolina,
your 13 families right there,
right?
and each one has a crescent.
Right. Wow, this
See,
one looks Masonic. Well,
they all do.
right.
They all, if you go back up and down, they all have that same feeling, that flavor. And they're supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they're supposed to resonate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it didn't, then it wouldn't be worthy to be on your flag.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in the Marine Corps in boot camp, I was the flag maker
Oh,
for
you
our flag, for our platoon.
uh-huh.
Same thing happened when I got to my unit. I did the same thing there.
Mm-hmm.
Once they find out that you're symbol literate, that's all they want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Stevens, go to the library, do that research so we can get that flag done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Symbology is everything
Mm.
to mankind.
Yeah, I know
Everything.
you had mentioned about like even the differences in the flags,
Yeah.
even like at different locations for
Yep.
different ceremonies. It
Yep.
changes a little.
Think about the flag when it has a fringe around it and when it doesn't have a fringe, a gold fringe around it. This is all
Mm-hmm.
symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
See, and this is what I mean by the study of art. And when you look at it, you start to see, well, wait a minute, that's an artistic form or methodology or idea of adding importance to a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because why is it gold then?
Yeah. I had no idea why it's gold.
You know, it makes it more important as far as a official type of thing when
Well,
it
I
comes
thought
to.
it was more than that.
No, it is that, and it is more than that. Is you
Mm-hmm.
know the whole corporate and republic idea.
Mm-hmm.
Jurisdiction of what courtroom you're standing in. That's how serious the symbolism is.
Mm-hmm.
And most the average person doesn't even know that little bit
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want the general public to be symbol literate.
Mm-hmm.
If you're symbol literate, then you'll know certain things like the elite know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the same thing with, speeches and things. That's a verbal symbology then. When
Mm-hmm.
you talk in metaphor and things like that, and legalese and all of that. But as far as the visual arts is concerned, this is where it's at, symbology.
Mm-hmm.
Making a symbol that represents the movement or action of a human being or a group of populace. The graphic designer is very important. The artist is very important.
That's why we have Bansky, right? Was it Bansky, right? Yeah.
Now, Banksy is not, he's only important because he's an anarchist, basically. He's testing the idea just to test the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like how the Joker is.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, guys, not to interrupt, but I gotta go. So thank you. Thank you
Thank
very much.
Oh,
you.
no problem.
Thank you for visiting.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is because, you know, symbology is everything. Being honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't want to believe it. As soon as you go in their house, next time somebody says they don't believe it to you, go in their kitchen and then start pulling out everything that's a symbol on there and then asking why they buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the box of cereal, the canned goods, the bottled goods, the liquids that you drink. Look at all the symbols that's on those bottles and the colors that's being used. If you don't believe in symbology and you think it's just some fun time premise for people to have recreation, then why are you purchasing these things? Why, if your jeans don't have a certain symbol, it doesn't mean something to you?
Right.
If I don't have a lead patch back in the day on my jeans, it didn't
Yeah.
mean
Then who are you if you don't have
right.
Levi?
How dare you come in here with those low budget jeans? Yeah, Wrangler. That's when Wrangler was considered a low budget jean.
Mm-hmm.
It's only for, a certain type of guy wearing Wranglers. But look at the symbol of Wranglers. It's a cowboy on a horse.
They're built to last.
No, they're ready for the outback, the
Out for
outrange.
yeah.
That's what that is when you have the cowboy as a symbol with the rope. You're
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? You're not in an urban environment. This
Mm-hmm.
product is for somebody that's out and about. This product is for somebody that's really rustic,
Mm-hmm.
the real tough guy. He's in the dirt. Think about all the Wrangler commercials you saw. It'd be a cowboy getting up off the ground, knocking off dirt off the jeans with his
Yep.
hat, his back on, and then walk away with his buddies laughing at the bull or something, right?
Yeah.
Wrangler.
Wrangler.
You know what I'm saying? But then how do they make these commercials? That's what it's based upon, the symbology.
Yeah.
The logo itself is the symbol. The symbol provided the narration for the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other one built to last and built for tough. You know what I'm saying? There it is.
Everybody
That
wants that pickup truck.
is
Built
built
to
for
last.
tough. Yeah.
Big old tires kicking up the dirt.
Yeah. Or chipping up the asphalt. Yeah, the black top. Yeah. Oh,
Got to
look at
close that bed in the back. The bed
oh,
door.
now you get it. You see it? All these metaphors and simplified things out there for us to, I would just say, take part in and call them metaphors, satire, you know what I mean? And all the other derivatives on how you can talk about a serious story, you know what I mean? in a comical or deductive way.
Mhm. And all of this comes together with things that you might be doing in life, even if it's you're not making a painting, you're not painting a picture on canvas or drawing or whatever, you might be.
No,
Hmm?
you're in the store buying blankets for your room.
Right.
You're in your bathroom trying to connect your bathroom rug with your shower curtains.
You're trying to decide what replacement tiles you're going to put on the floor.
Okay, you hear me now. You hear me now. Yeah.
All these things come into play in terms of like what you have, the feeling you want to have, which means you might want to have some tiles in your kitchen that look Celtic because that's the
Mhm.
style. Or there's another style that uh where it's almost Greek like. They have the different colored tiles mixed together.
Moroccan, Doric, you have the Greek,
Moroccan, yes. Hmm.
all this stuff and derivatives. You have Americana, you know what I mean? You have
So
the
many
Doric.
things to choose from, but it comes from symbols and like because how detailed do you really get on a tile? I guess you could get very
Well,
detailed.
you get very detailed. You can get very eccentric on a tile.
Yes, you can. But then that's a lot of busyness when you put it on your wall.
Yeah, but then that's the elitist idea.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
see,
true.
now I'm having a one of a kind idea at that point with the
Yeah.
experiment,
But then
whereas
again,
nobody
you
else.
you could paint your own tiles.
Yeah, they have that all the time. You can take your signature and make it into a tile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of things you can do, folks. Make it last a lifetime.
yeah, especially now in the digital era when you
Hmm.
got laser printers and all this good stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of things you can emboss and engrave on.
Hmm.
Anything you can engrave on it.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah,
well,
use some different ways, everybody. But the main thing is from something from nothing. How do you make symbols talk for you in your world to help you resolve matters or help you to work through a matter or help you to, how would you say, identify the cause and the reason, the mean, medium, and mode of an idea?
mhm. And that was a nice little venture. I'm really thinking about this right over here, the joint and the pain. I gotta look at that. And I'm starting to
If you put
start.
your eye in there and do the same idea for your eye,
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to put a hole in my eye.
no, just put a circle. Make the eye, put a basic idea for what the pupil is and everything else, and then put a circle somewhere where that hole was supposed to be.
Yeah, the hole is in the back of the eye. So yeah, I guess so. So I gotta think about
So
that.
you make a triptych or a diptych.
Okay.
You do a front and back.
That's
You
true.
do the eye from the front and what you think the eye looks like from the back, and
Okay.
then you put the hole there. And you
Okay.
would do all the other 13 something from nothing ideas if you choose
Hmm.
to bring different things out of the experience, like how you were saying in the video,
Hmm.
how you felt, the way your eyes was looking. Your eyes was looking like you still was like if you didn't know you would think that you were drunk.
Yo,
Your eyes was spastic. I was like, oh my God, oh, my homie, she went through a lot. My God.
and
Look at her eyes.
I
Cross-eyed at one time when you was talking, the eyes just drifted on you.
it's glazy was because I had a balloon that was in my eye, like blocking my vision. Like
And now
I
you
was,
see how you and I did too.
yeah, there was a,
How
and
many things you using that whole thing to bring out what that was?
you
And then
know,
do the same thing. Put it on a t-shirt and put a name underneath of it.
yeah, it could be a t-shirt. Uh, I'm actually quite surprised that I put myself out there like that because I was
No,
bad.
Yeah, but I'm happy that you did because it showed a true life experience. Now look at how bright and happy you are now, how your sight is now, and you
Yeah, it is a
like you
blessing.
never had.
I'm really happy about that because
Yeah, that's
it
that's
could
the
have been
reason why I
different.
brought it up. Like that. If you was to look at you now and then look at them, like, oh, Nadine, you was high or something. You lying. You know what I
No.
mean? That if you know Nadine, she's not that type of person. So you can look at those videos and look at our videos and see, wow, she really went through a lot. Like, nah, she wasn't lying. It was something going on in there to make her look like that, make her sound nasally all the time. Every video I saw of that stuff, you sounded nasally. Sound like you had a post-nasal drip. Your eyes was dripping. I couldn't watch it all the way through. I was like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, Nadine. I just turned it. I said, I can't do it, man. It's making me feel too sad. I'm like, oh my God, she went through too much, man. 2 months over. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Check
Yeah,
it out, everybody. You see what I'm saying? You'd be like, wow,
yeah,
wait a minute. Like, is this still, wow, she really, look at her now. Like, I'm telling you, to look at you now, Nadine, you wouldn't even know that you went through that unless you tell us.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I had been doing things to kind of you know, get it a little more organized. But I had just posted it like because at first when I put it up, it was just like, okay, I'm going to commit myself to posting it and not looking at it. And that's what I did. I did
Mhm.
everything on my phone. Um, and I just put it up for everybody to see. Hopefully
It worked.
it could
It
be
worked.
helpful.
It made me feel
Hmm.
about your situation. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
can only imagine if I had an eye ailment just yet in my life. So, you know what I mean? I
right.
can only
Yeah,
imagine.
it was something. I'll, for everybody, I will put the link in the video and in the comment section. I just went on and grabbed it if you
Yeah. Just
you
in
want
case
to
you
check
guys
it out.
talking
Um
about you connect with Nadine on that idea on having an ailment and being able to express that ailment. Because if you look at that video, you guys, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. You'll be like, wow, whoa.
yeah. And then a lot of that was I was creating Don, we were doing lives and I was creating art with not full vision. I mean, my left
Right.
eye was trying to make up for it, but it was frustrating because sometimes I wasn't seeing things in great detail,
Mhm.
so that
But look,
was kind of disappointing.
yeah, but look how you made it through, like how we talked about when you was coming back through all of that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Look how you are now. You take
Hmm.
it and go on all levels. Now you creating, you're showing it. Before you wasn't really wanting to show it at first. You didn't want to
It's not
show it.
good.
Now you're showing it in the video. Now you're coming up with more explosive ideas for each one of the things that we do.
Right.
Yeah, come on, really see it.
Yeah.
How this is for you on the everyday, and it's not that you're right and wrong when you have your observations. It's just that
Mhm.
did you challenge your observation? Could you add on to the observation you have? Or do
Mhm.
you really need to let go of the observation you had and take on something new? That's
Mhm.
all it is.
Well,
And once
if
you have those experiences, like I tell people all the time, there's nothing that you can't do after that.
mhm.
In other words, if I made everybody just pay attention to me and what I say do, then what am I really saying to you as a creative person? No,
Right.
I'm supposed to show you how to get to the point and then have your own journey.
Hmm.
I'll meet you someplace else in the future, so everybody. Don't worry, you'll see me again. But
Hmm.
the whole thing is I got you to keep creating or to understand your inner creative mode.
Right.
And if you have that and you have a template on how to look at the world to be able to express it, there's nothing, I'm telling you, there's nothing that you cannot do. Will you go
Yeah.
further than me? Probably will. Do I have younger students that's gone further than me and enlightening people on bigger levels? Yeah. But you have to, like I tell everybody, you have to find where you're pleased with your talents.
Hmm.
You have to find out how that's pleasing for you. And then now, once you attain that, it shouldn't matter what others say at that point because you attained your mission.
Yeah, well, I attained my mission with those. It was like 50 videos.
Yeah. But once you get it, it's like, how can somebody tell you did it wrong? You're like, no, I did this as a free-flowing expression in moment in time.
Right? And that's what art is, right?
Yeah, it's an expression. Yes, that's one of the modalities and one of the most important modalities in what art is. Yep, and what
Mhm.
art is and what a painting is and
Mhm.
all this other stuff in society. Now, whether society and individuals want to believe that, that's the ongoing historical battle still going on to this day with the new idea of the computer fusing in. And if we started talking about that, we'll be on here till 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah. And Don has things to do.
Yeah, so that'll be for our next something from nothing or what we're going to do next. Because remember, we're impulsive. So we're showing you an impulsive style of creativity or how at any moment you can just pop up and just keep creating.
And keep
All right,
creating.
everyone.
And it's a process. And it's a process where you're working with yourself and what's going on around you, your experiences. And that's what I really appreciate about these moments with our art fam and with you, Don, is that we're breaking it down into the most simplistic approach.
Compact.
And
Lowest
it's,
common denominator. Yeah, you know what I
you
mean?
know,
Yeah.
it's lines, it's shapes, it's, and then
Mhm.
taking the time to work out those images that you then want to take from that symbol chart and to make a piece of art.
Yeah, or just make your story. The art will be already there. Well, how are you going to take the symbols and make your story now?
Yeah. And your story, y'all, could be like in a little journal like this,
Go.
with
Each page,
this.
each page can be a daily journey, just like a journal. That's all a journal is. You would just be doing a visual journal,
Yep.
not just a documentive journal. You're doing a visual journal where you're absolutely drawing and writing. So it's just
Yeah.
the whole thing of it. So
Yeah.
have fun. Yeah.
I did
And
this one inspired by after I think it was after the session we had when I
about
was
the
in
room,
Wildwood Crest.
and stuff. Your
Yeah.
aunt's living room down there, or was that the time one that we did?
That's the time one. So that was October 21st when I was at the hotel. I went live with the beach behind.
There it is. Yeah.
And so I did the thing about, um um, things like costing a lot of money, gas costing a lot of money, and time and
Yeah.
all of that.
That go into the everyday still, but how do you pull out the everyday at that point? That's what we was talking about.
Yeah.
You call
Oh, pulling out the everyday. Um, and this one was during my Stockholm trip.
ah,
I had two of them. One I think was it inspired by? No, I'm not gonna say that. I almost was gonna say like Braille. Um, but yeah, I was having fun with that, with the layers, especially on this side. But yeah, it's just, taking those moments, having a thought and putting it down,
your
which is,
art that's causing you stress, and how can you see it to work it out?
and you never know what pieces may come from that other people can connect with,
Well, first
because
you want you to connect with it, so it's all about you first, and then if you want the rest of the world to see it, then so be it. But the
mhm.
main mission that I really wanted to get across is how do you get that out of yourself to something from nothing?
Wow, yeah.
You know, because as soon as you get it out, you can. People in the world are going to see it. In other words, it's up to you if you want to show it. But the
Mhm,
main reasoning behind it is what I was really trying to get across to everyone is how do you negate things out of self?
mhm,
That's all. How do you get things out to be able to look at them? Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent is another situation. But how do you just get it out? And
mhm,
that's what something from nothing helps with.
mhm,
Whether your absolute intent or what you want the end result content to be utilized for is another situation too. But the main thing is how to negate, pull it from self. pull it
Mm-hmm.
from inside self and around self to get a good idea or expression to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because what you'll find, everybody, and I'll land my hat on this, is that everybody that creates something delves into the same way, from Steve Jobs all the way up and all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know,
gotta
you look at everything.
find a way to let it out.
Yep, like a fart. You know it. That's my
I
other
was just
philosophy.
getting ready to go there.
Yep, let it out
Make it
like that.
natural,
Keep it natural. Let it come out. Just let it flow right out of you like sweat.
like sweat. You bet.
Once you heat up, you can't stop sweat from coming. So let your creativity flow the same way. I
Let
just
it.
like the fecal matter discussion about it. You know, it just feels more poignant to me. You
Yeah.
know, and I'll really
but
leave it there.
but it's a natural thing. So why can't this be a natural thing as well? I'm thinking there's the part of me that is struggling with it, seeing it as just a natural thing, that like brushing my teeth, you know,
Mm-hmm.
getting to that point. And then part of that is like what you were saying earlier on. Now it's about time management, and what you value is important.
Well, you know, survival is more important than anything, but your creativity can always be like how a martyr can be,
Right.
or like how a flexible material can be. It can be at any stage of your day. It can be the dew in between your bricks and
Mm-hmm.
things like this. You don't have to worry about, okay, once I get through that one thing, I'm going to do this now. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
the way that I look at it. You know what I mean? That's the way I go at it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when I'm done survival mechanisms on a day, then I'm right back at the studio to get more work done.
Mm-hmm.
Because in scenarios like artists like myself, you're only good as your last piece.
Right.
So you always have to replicate something, keep the hand moving, keep the mind moving. So you might as well understand your mission that you have and what you're trying to do to be able to express to people. So it makes it easier for you to get to survival.
Yeah.
Because if you have to scramble and figure out what to draw, then you don't want to be in a survival game with each piece of paper having to mean some type of dollar amount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we can talk about that another time. I don't want to take too much more time, but
Yeah.
we can talk about that again next week. You know, the whole value of how do you
Understanding your mission.
understanding your mission, but then understanding your intent with your creative abilities. What if your intent is to just, how would you say, care for self?
Mm-hmm.
And then what if your ambition is to just make money, survival?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got it.
You know, so we can always talk about that because I'm on both sides of the equation. But the
Okay.
main one is survival. So we can talk about that. Maybe I'll learn something new from our audience. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but other than that, yeah, keep creating, everybody.
Definitely. That's why we're here. We're here to get you inspired and get you thinking, get you observing, get you creating. It's all about creating. And we want you, that's you, Art Fam, you, to keep creating, everybody. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Have a great
Let's
week.
go.
Keep creating and share these videos, y'all. Share them with somebody who will appreciate, get something, receive that you think they will. We appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you next time.